Hi, my name is Samantha McGann. I wanted to show you a tool that I've been using to track my social work goals. I'm a school social worker, and this has been really effective for me this semester. I just started using it. It's called Class Dojo, and it was originally a behavior tool for classroom teachers to use in their classrooms, but I've modified it a little bit so that I can use it for my IEP students with social work goals. This is one of the results from it. This is a demo class, so none of the names on the screen are real, but this is what I can now bring to IEP meetings if I want to, and it shows a little bit more of a data-driven way to describe social work goals and whether or not your student is meeting it. So I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to actually show you how to start this from scratch if you're interested in doing this. It's very easy, and now I can track my goals with one click at a time, as opposed to having to write up case notes and then transfer those onto the computer or transfer those into the folders, and then figure out at the end of 9 weeks if they met at a certain percentage or not. I know that can be a challenge for a lot of people. So you go to a new Google page, type in Class Dojo. It's going to be the first thing that pops up on Google. It's a very popular site. Okay, so I've already signed up so it remembers me, but you're going to sign up for a new account. And you click sign up. You're going to want to register as a teacher. That's where you'll fill out your information. I use my work email because I only use it for work. So once you've filled out your information here, and sign up for an account, it'll take you to this. It'll take you to this page. This is the home page. So this is where you will see all of your classes that you've set up if you have any. It always comes with a demo class, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But first I'm going to show you how to add a class of your own. So you click on Add a Class, you can pick your icon, and then you can pick the name of your class. Their grade level, add a class. So here's where you would add all of your students' names. You could import this from a Word document or an Excel sheet. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to make a couple up. Okay, you type in whatever students you want. This could be small groups, this could be your entire caseload. I preferred to do my entire caseload because there is a grouping option that I'm going to show you in a little bit. So when you're done adding your students, click that. It takes you to a prompt that will teach you how to invite parents. So the parent invites, I'm not using the parent invites, but it's definitely something that might be a next step for me. I just wanted to try it out this semester, and I do really like it, so I might start involving my parents as well. But, the parent invites print off for each student. So you would be able to print off all of these PDFs, and it would be one for each student, and you could send it home, and it teaches the parents how to create their accounts and how to do this if they want to. There's an app for it. For students, it's kind of fun. Again, I haven't shared this with my students, but if they're high functioning enough, they might be able to use these codes to actually go in to Class Dojo on their own from home, and then they can edit their monsters and things like that and customize it a little bit, and that can be fun for kids. So that is the invite, and you can do that if you choose to. I'm going to click Done with Invites. It's going to bring you to the behaviors of your class. Now, once again, this was originally for teacher behavior management, so a lot of the ones that they give you are typical things you'd see in a classroom, but I'm going to show you how to edit the behaviors so that they match up with your social work goals that you're looking for and you're tracking. They have positive behaviors and they have needs work. So let's just go right to there, and I'm going to show you how to edit. So again, here's my little class. You add and subtract points. You can add and subtract points this way, and that's how I'll show you a little bit more on how to do that. Okay, let's go to the demo class now. So now let's pretend this is a class we created. Again, this is all obviously fake people. Well, I mean, they're not fake. Bradley Pitt, obviously, celebrity. So people that are not in my caseload for real. So I went in and I gave them a little bit of points just to show you guys how this ends up looking. Like I showed you on the last page, I actually went in and change these behaviors so that they make sense for my goals, like motivating successful performance and perspective taking, being socially appropriate, the social awareness piece, all of those are all good things. So they give the student a little happy bling. Some people leave this up on their smart boards and their projector screens and things like that for students to see, and it really gets them excited. That might be for like an elementary level. I am in a high school, so I use it kind of on the down low. I have it privately so that my students don't really know I have it, except for my MLP classrooms, because they are younger at heart and they get excited when I have it up on the board and I give the whole class points and things like that. And then you've got needs work as well. So the ones I put up were, disrespect, emotional regulation, things like that, taking responsibility, off task, things like that. So on the same vein, you're going to get the little negative sound if they did not meet their goal or do what they needed to do. So that's all it really is when you are trying to track goals. If Cameron Diaz just shows up in your office and, freaking out about something and cannot, see anyone else's perspective, then all I have to do is turn to my computer and click that, and then I'm done really with tracking her goal for that day if she just showed up unannounced. I know that happens to a lot of us, so I thought that was really, really helpful, as opposed to writing it down on a Post-it or writing it on a piece of paper, or writing a name and forgetting to write actual notes down and then trying to remember at the end of the day what we talked about. So I think this is a lot more effective. Okay, let me show you how to edit these behaviors. You would go into settings over here and edit class. This is how you add and drop students throughout the year. So if you had a meeting where you did an initial and you have a new student, you could just add her anytime in the year. And then same goes for deleting students too. Okay, and then if you go to the behaviors tab right here, that's where you could edit your behaviors, deleting and adding behaviors. Okay, so I don't know. You just kind of add whatever you want. You can pick your little icon to match it. You can make it a certain number of points if something's more important to you. It kind of depends on how you want to work that. I make everything 1 because, again, it's going to be for my social work goal, and so they either met it or they didn't meet it. Okay, same for needs work, adding behaviors, things like that. So now you can also reward the entire class. So that's something that's, if it's like a group, like a big group, then you can reward the entire class. Oh, we'll go into that in a little bit. There's an attendance thing at the bottom, so if you do have groups and somebody was not there or somebody was late, you can mark them pretty quickly. So here's the part where it becomes a tracking tool. Alright, so I'm going to change this. It says this week, but I'm going to make it all time because I just started it this semester and the quarter is about to end. Alright, so this is my entire class. If I was going into somebody's annual review, I would just click on that one student and it would show me how many times I've tracked it, and it would also show me where they really need to work and where they are starting to excel and things like that. And this will also be really helpful if you're trying to dismiss a student, when they are meeting their goals. It doesn't just give you the pie chart, it also gives you the dates that you actually clicked those positive or negative points. So you'll see that here, and it's a lot of pages, but that's where, so that'll be, you can look back and you know that you met with them and things like that, so it's a nice way to keep track of everything. Okay, what else can I show you? Oh, that's right, there's a group option. So let's go, I want to go to the group tab. Hold on. So right here, here's your list of all your students, and then if you go to groups, I put them into little groups. You can name them whatever you want. Maybe I have an emotion regulation group, maybe I have a social skills group, maybe it's a classroom group and it's certain kids, kids at different tables. You can really do it any way you want, but this is kind of nice because you can reward the entire group, and that counts towards their points out here too. Or you can, you can also just reward individual kids too. but it's a nice little way to, if you have 6 or 5 kids in your office and you know that they all pretty much met their goal that day, you can go in and do it really fast, as opposed to opening up 5 different folders and 5, whatever you're doing, and writing out these notes. And then again, it just keeps it a little bit more organized. I think that's everything that I can think of. I use it for a lot of reasons. I use it for my social work goals for my students with IEPs. I use it for my classroom groups. I even use it for my students who've been hospitalized, and that's been it kind of just helps me keep better track of them so that they don't end up hospitalized again necessarily, or I can tell when they're having trouble. And that's kind of all I've done at this point, but yeah, it's got a lot of flexibility and a lot of options, so I think that it's something that if people are going to start using, that it might be a really big tool. All right, please contact me with any questions.